Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. I wanted to come in real quick and give you guys kind of an update on what's going on in the financial markets and what to expect this week. There's a lot happening. And actually, when we get done, when we get to the end, I'll give you a stock that I was looking at that I really like right now. In case it helps you, in case it helps you make decisions and things like that. Okay, so by the way, if you're watching and you ask me any questions about the election, politics, Ice Cube, or anything else, I'm not going to answer those questions right now because, after we get done playing the Democrat Republican game, we have to make sure we're taking care of Black economics first and foremost. We got to take care of our community because nobody else will. And speaking of taking care of our community, don't forget the All Black National Convention is this Friday at 5 p.m. That's when we start, and we're going to do a lot of stuff. We're going to cover everything from Black economics to Black politics to family to Black leadership, just really shaping the conversation of our community. The All Black National Convention, I'm very proud of it because we sponsor this. We pay for this. This comes right out of our pocket. This is not sponsored by any corporation or any political party. So it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, or who you work for or who you used to work for. What matters is that you're working for Black people. If you're working for Black people, then you're good with us. So I hope you guys will agree. If you're interested, go take a look at allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Now, one thing that you may want to look into is in terms of market behavior this week. A lot of you are investors. All my investors in the building, raise your hand. Let me know if you're invested in the stock market. And one of the things that they're talking about a lot right now is that we could be in the midst of what is seen as a third wave of that virus that shall remain nameless, the one that has really thrown a monkey wrench in the economy. And so the U.S. actually, ironically though, on a per capita basis, is no longer first in the world in new cases. I think the United Kingdom just passed the U.S. on a per capita basis. And so what we're probably looking at is an increase in cases. The number of cases have been growing. The number of deaths is actually not as high as it was before. It looks like they're controlling the virus. I mean, if you think about it like this, right? Remember, all those Republicans caught the virus. And the first thing I looked at, as a person who's looking for truth and information, not political spin, is I said, okay, how many of these people are gonna die? How many of them are gonna survive? And especially Chris Christie, because Chris Christie is a big boy. And it looks to me, last time I checked, all of them survived. I mean, I'm sure if one of them had passed, just one, they would have talked about it all over the news. And even Herman Cain, who did actually succumb to the virus, he was a cancer survivor. And one thing I can know as a person who has cancer survivors in my family is that when you are a cancer survivor, your immune system isn't very strong. So a lot of things can harm a cancer survivor. So basically, you're not looking at necessarily something that might cause the end of the world. But the biggest concern is the weight that the new cases could have on the healthcare system. So even if the hospitals are able to treat all those individuals, if everybody gets sick at the same time, that could be bad. So take care of your immune system. Make sure you exercise. Listen to some holistic health experts and find a way to make sure that you stay as healthy as possible. The next thing that's going on is there's still negotiation on the stimulus package. Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin keep getting together to talk about what they're going to do with this stimulus deal. Right now, a lot of things are confusing, but they're not totally confusing if you know what makes sense. Basically, the Republicans are going to try to vote through a smaller bill that is about $500 billion, which is quite a ways away from the 2.2 trillion that the Democrats asked for. It includes funding for schools, unemployment benefits, and extra PPP loans that could go out as well. That I don't know how far that's going to go. I'm sure the Republicans will support it. The Democrats won't. I don't think that Nancy Pelosi wants to make a deal before the election. That's my bet. And she's getting some pressure from her own party, but I don't think she's going to succumb to the pressure. I think they're not going to pass a stimulus until after the election. And then when Biden wins, who's actually expected to win, Biden's expected to win this election. At that point, I think that's when you're going to see them push through this massive package. And if there's a blue wave, which actually, there are some experts who predict that perhaps we could have a blue wave, which could be Democratic control of all three branches of government, then you might see, maybe a $3 trillion package or something. It would be quite a big deal. So if there is progress on that stimulus package, you'll probably see a bump in your stock portfolio. And in fact, actually, the one good thing about the blue wave is, on one hand, the market is pricing in, issues that will come from the fact that Democrats want to tax wealthy people like you more than other people. When I say wealthy people like you, I'm talking about investors. They want to basically increase capital gains tax rates and things like that. And so you may not be wealthy now, but by just investing, you're behaving like a wealthy person. You're doing what rich people do. So if you keep doing what rich people do, then you're going to end up where the rich people go. It's like what my daddy used to say: if you keep hanging out with the thugs and copying the behavior of the thugs, you're gonna end up where the thugs end up at, which is jail, right? So the reverse is true when it comes to acting like rich people. If you keep doing what rich people do and putting your money where rich people put their money, then eventually you will become a rich person, which means somebody's gonna hate you, somebody's gonna get mad at you, somebody's gonna think you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, because we don't live in a country that believes in personal responsibility and hard work. We believe in a country that believes in blaming other people for every failure in your life. I'm not a fan of that. That's not what I believe, and that's not what we do in this space. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Financial Channel, theblackfinancialchannel.com. Also, the All Black National Convention starts Friday. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com to reserve your spot. Tariq Nasheed is coming through. We got millionaire Lamar Tyler, who actually runs a group of black multimillionaire business owners that came out of the Black community. They're 100% Black, and they're doing extremely well, and they're building great Black businesses. It's called Traffic, Sales, and Profit. We're also bringing through Vicky Dillard, the one and only Vicky Dillard, Jade Arundel, Constance Carter, who's a real estate mogul out in California, and a lot of other great people. I haven't even named everybody, and I feel bad if I didn't name everybody, but some amazing people. George C. Frazier, a lot of good people that you should listen to. Julian Gordon, who's actually buying up a big chunk of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with a group of Black investors. These are real solid Black people. People that are really building in the community. We vet people very carefully. We don't invite people to the convention if we don't feel they can add value. So just because you're on TV, or just because you won some fancy award, or you're at a university or whatever, that doesn't qualify you to be part of the convention. You really have to love Black people enough to believe that Black people can actually do things on our own. If you don't believe that Black people can do things on our own, then we're going to have a conflict of interest, because we don't believe Black people need training wheels. We believe that we can actually build things on our own. And if reparations comes, then great, we'll add that to the kitty. But we're going to achieve our goals no matter what. We're going to have aspirations with or without reparations. Okay, so if you are Black and you aspire to great things, then join us. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. The last piece I saw in the news today that was really interesting is that there is, they said the average American is $90,000 in debt. That actually surprised me. I didn't know that the average American was that deep in debt. And I'm going to just say this really quick, just as kind of a little financial tidbit. Debt is not a bad thing. I know that there are people that tell you should get rid of all debt no matter what. And sometimes there is peace of mind in that. Sometimes there's peace of mind in minimizing debt and making sure that you're not in a risky situation, because debt brings leverage. Leverage is a type of risk. Leverage is like a seesaw. It can take you way up. It can also take you way down. But the thing about debt is that debt can be a financial accelerator. Debt can be like driving a sports car that can go 200 miles an hour. Well, if you're a good driver and you get into a car that goes 200 miles an hour, you're going to be able to go faster down the road than somebody who's driving a Toyota Corolla, right? That race car driver is going to get there quicker than everybody else. So a person who has access to capital, access to debt, can actually accelerate their earning potential very quickly. So for example, if you gave me the choice between having somebody writing me a check for $10 million, just debt free, like here's a check, here's some money, versus letting me simply hold Warren Buffett's money. I think he's worth maybe 80 billion or something. Letting me hold his $80 billion for a week. I would rather hold his $80 billion for a week, because I could actually take that capital and build something off of that. I could probably make $100 million or $50 to $100 million just from using his money for a week. That's why you want to build a capital base, because once you have a capital base, that's the first step toward financial security. Many people are financially insecure because they have no capital base. So when you hear, stories about debt, don't think that debt is always bad. It's not always bad. What is bad is irresponsible debt. What is bad is debt that isn't working for you. What is bad is when you take on debt for silly things. I went to the mall 50 times, so I jacked up 25,000 on my credit card. I went on vacation. I put another 10,000 on my credit card. I went to college and borrowed $180,000 so I can get a degree in underwater basket weaving. Right, little things like that put you in debt, where your debt is not an asset that accelerates your income. That's when you're in trouble. You're driving down the road on flat tires. It's like the difference between an athlete putting on 20 pounds of muscle versus an athlete putting on 20 pounds of fat. So debt is going to be extra weight on your balance sheet, but the question becomes, is it going to be muscle or is it going to be fat? Muscle is good, fat is not. So you want to know the difference between the two. Okay. All right. So last point I'll make, I promise you guys, I'll give you the stock pick of the day. Do me a favor real quick. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. If you haven't done that yet, please hit the thumbs up, share, and subscribe button. And I'm going to give you a stock that I was researching a little bit that appears to have tremendous upside, and that's CBS Viacom. CBS Viacom, according to the analysts, is a stock that looks like it has some potential. It has potential because it has some unique competitive strengths, like the ability to create unique programming that appeals to specific demographics. Also, it's trading on a low. It's trading at multiples that aren't very high. So there are a lot of people who believe that CBS Viacom could be a good long-term investment. If you want to see more of these stocks that I'm picking, that I'm adding to my portfolio, feel free to join my stock market investing program. You can join the first month for just $1. You can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, THE, that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. We are in the Black Business School, where we have 127,000 students worldwide that we educate, and we are HBCU 2.0. We are the HBCU of the future, because our goal is not to train you just to go and work for somebody else. Our goal is to train you how to actually own things and own assets and build wealth for your family. So feel free to go take a look. theblackstockmarketprogram.com. And one more time, if you want to go to the All Black National Convention, feel free to visit allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. We start promptly at 5 p.m. on Friday. We go all weekend, lots and lots of panels. You're going to really benefit. It's going to be amazing. And I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day. Thank you for listening. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.